photosynthesis, carbon dioxide assimilation. Carbon dioxide assimilation process is known as Calvin cycle, C3 cycle, biosynthetic pathway or dark reactions. So the reaction, the carbon dioxide fixation and formation of sugars, all these processes traced by the scientist Melvin Calvin. The scientist name is Melvin Calvin. So we name the cycle that Calvin cycle, and he got Nobel Prize for this also, and it is called as a C3 cycle because the first stable compound in this cycle is phosphoglyceraldehyde. So that is 3 carbon compound atom, 3 carbon contain compound. So that is the reason this cycle is C3 cycle, and it is biosynthetic pathway. Biosynthetic pathway. In this, by this pathway, carbon dioxide is going to be fixed in the plants to form the glucose, sugar, sucrose, and starch. So this is also known as dark reaction. So dark reaction means that these reactions do not require the light. Okay, it is not meaning that they takes place in the dark, that they are light is not essential for the all these reactions. Light is not essential, but one thing, they depend upon the product which are formed by the phosphorylation. That is, they depend on the phosphorylation products ATP and NADPH2. These are called assimilatory powers. Assimilatory powers. They are produced in the phosphorylation, that is non-cyclic and cyclic photophosphorylation. They takes place in the grana. Grana is the site where they are all these are going to be produced. So next, the enzymes for the Calvin cycle, it takes place in the stroma of chloroplast. Stroma of chloroplast. Okay, where these assimilatory powers are available. So Calvin cycle is known as C3 cycle. It is a biosynthetic pathway, dark reaction. It is the one of the most important step in the photosynthesis. In this, carbon dioxide is going to be fixed, atmosphere carbon dioxide is going to fixed in a suitable into a different components. So what is happens in this cycle? So in this first, there are 3 steps are there in the cycle. So 3 steps. One is steps in Calvin cycle. One is carboxylation. One is carboxylation. Second is reduction. Second is reduction. And third is regeneration. Regeneration. First step is carboxylation. So atmospheric carbon dioxide, the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, so it is going to be accepted by the RUBP, ribulose bisphosphate or ribulose biphosphate. Okay, ribulose bisphosphate or ribulose biphosphate. So this carbon dioxide is going to be atmospheric carbon dioxide. RUBP is present in the plants, which is going to take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. It is going to take the carbon dioxide. So it is a ball and it is catched by the RUBP. So there is a, to catch this, they require the specific enzyme, that is Rubisco. Rubisco, RUBB, carboxylase oxygenase. Rubisco enzyme is the most abundant enzyme on the earth. It is most abundant protein on the earth. So it is act as a oxygenase and carboxylase also. When carbon dioxide concentration is more, at that time it combines the carbon dioxide with the RUBB. If the oxygen concentration is high, if the carbon dioxide is low, and it combine the RUBB with the oxygen. Okay, that is photorespiration. So here carbon dioxide concentration is more and our Rubisco is acting as a carboxylase. Carboxylase. And it produces the first unstable compound. This is one carbon atom. It is 5 carbon compound and it produces the 6 carbons contain unstable compound. Unstable compound which is unstable. After formation immediately it forms and it is unstable and it forms the stable compound. So it forms the 3 carbon compound by the hydrolysis. By taking the water, it is going to produce 3 carbon containing atom, that is first stable compound in the Calvin cycle, that is phosphoglyceric acid, PGA, phosphoglyceric acid. How many molecules here? 5 molecules and 1 carbon. 3 carbon atom, 2 molecules are going to be formed. First stable compound of the Calvin cycle is phosphoglyceric acid. So this is containing 3 carbon atom. So that is the reason we call this cycle is a C3 cycle. And this is the carboxylation. First step, carboxylation. What is the carboxylation? So our atmospheric carbon dioxide is accepted by the RUBB. What is this RUBB? This is present in the leaves. Okay, RUBB, ribulose bisphosphate, it is present in the leaves. In the presence of Rubisco carboxylase enzyme, it going to combine with the carbon dioxide and forms the first stable compound. Forget about the unstable compound. First stable compound, that is phosphoglyceraldehyde, which contain the 3 carbon atoms. So that is the reason we call it as a C3 cycle. And the second step is reduction. In the reduction we have the 2 steps. In this reduction we are going to first utilize the ATP, then NADPH2. Okay, ATP and NADPH2. So by taking the 2 molecules of ATP, converting them into 2 molecules of ADP, it forms the bisphosphoglyceric acid. Addition of phosphate. So it forms the 2 molecules of bisphosphoglyceric acid. 2 molecules of bisphosphoglyceric acid. So this required enzyme is phosphoglycerokinase. Phosphoglycerokinase. Phosphoglycerokinase, the enzyme. In the presence of this enzyme, phosphoglyceric acid going to take 2 molecules of 2 by taking the 2 ATPs, by utilizing the by utilizing the 2 ATPs, phosphoglyceric acid is utilizing the 2 ATPs and it is producing bisphosphoglyceric acid. We said that the 2 steps are there in the reduction, and second step is by taking the 2 molecules of NADPH, it converts 2 molecules of NADP plus and forms into phosphoglyceraldehyde. 2 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde. This is also known as glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. We write it as a glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Okay, or Pagal or glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. And so here glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, it contains the how many molecules? 3 carbon compound. So 6 carbons are there. So if one carbon dioxide is enters into the cycle, so here 3 carbon compound that is phosphoglyceraldehyde formed due to the reduction. And in this, one carbon is going to be utilized for the synthesis of sugars. It is going to be utilized for the synthesis of sugars. What is our sugar? That is C6H12O6. This is the sugar, glucose. Okay, and remaining to continue the cycle. For the continuation of cycle, we require the regeneration of RUBP. We require the regeneration. We are saying this is a cycle. Cycle means when it is again, if it is reproduced, the cycle is going to be again ribulose bisphosphate accept the carbon dioxide and cycle is continuous. Okay, so next step is regeneration. Third step is what? Regeneration of RUBP, ribulose. So before that, it forms the ribulose monophosphate, ribulose 5-phosphate, ribulose 5-phosphate. It forms the ribulose 5-phosphate. This ribulose 5-phosphate, by taking the phosphorylation, by taking ATP, converting into ADP, it forms the bisphosphoglyceric, RUBP, ribulose bisphosphate. It converts the 5 carbon compound by taking the one additional phosphate and it transforms into RUBP. So our RUBP is regenerated. Up to here, this is carboxylation. This is carboxylation step, carboxylation, and this is reduction, and this is regeneration. But the thing is if one carbon dioxide is going to be assimilated, one carbon dioxide enters into the cycle, one carbon dioxide enter. Now in this one carbon dioxide is entered. If one carbon dioxide is entered, so here in this phosphoglyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is forming. Here 2 molecules are. For the regeneration, it is a 5 carbon compound. So 5 molecules are going to be here to regenerate they went to regenerate the ribulose bisphosphate. But only one carbon is taking part in the formation of sugars. That means to form but how many molecules are there in the glucose? C6. They are saying that the six molecules are there. So we require 6 carbon molecules. So if one cycle is completed, we are getting 1 molecule. To get the 6 molecules, this cycle has to go continue for 6 times. If 6 times Kelvin cycles continues, then there is one glucose molecule is going to produced. One glucose molecule is going to produced. From this we can say that how many ATPs are required for one carbon dioxide. For one carbon dioxide, 2 plus 1 ATP here. How many? 3 ATPs we require. And then NADPH to NADPH for one molecule. If it is for 6 molecules, 6 carbon dioxide, 3 into 6 18 ATPs and 12 NADPH are required. So for the total, how many ATPs are required in the cycle? 18 ATPs and 12 NADPH to produce one molecule of glucose. If cycle runs only 3 times, if it is runs 3 times, there is no production of sugars. Okay, there is no production of sugars. If it is runs 3 times, so they question, if it is runs 3 times, there is no production of sugars, only it is going to be regenerated. If the cycle continues 6 times, then only there is a production of what? This glucose. And this, here one more thing we have to remember, that this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. What is that? Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Both are isomers. They can interconvert, and whatever the molecules are formed in them, so one molecule is help in the formation of sugars and remaining goes for the regeneration. So now we have to take 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, because we are running 6 times cycle, and 6 RUBB, and how many phosphoglyceric acid is formed? 12 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid, and we use 12 ATPs and 12 NADPH2. Okay, 12 ATPs, 12 NADPH2, and here also 12. Okay, so 12 bisphosphoglyceric acid. We are taking 6 molecules. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide enter into the plants, and it is accepted by the 6 molecules of RUBB, and it forms the first stable compound, 12 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid, PGA, and then it forms the bisphosphoglyceric acid, and by taking by NADPH, it forms the phosphoglyceraldehyde, or we can say glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is formed. This is some amount of glyceraldehyde is used for the synthesis of sugar, some is used for the regeneration of this RUBB. The next step is regeneration. So next, regeneration of Calvin cycle. Regeneration of RUBB, ribulose bisphosphate, ribulose biphosphate, bis, we can say anything. In this already we know that glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate are the isomers. They are the isomers. Already we have 10 molecules, 12 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate are formed. In this, 2 molecules are utilized for formation of sugars and 10 for regeneration. 10 molecules. Here in this regeneration, first our glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, it combines with the dihydroxyacetone phosphate in the presence of enzyme aldolase. In the presence of aldolase, it is going to combine with the 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde phosphate, 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde phosphate, 2 molecules of dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Both they are going to combine, and they form the 2 molecules of 1 fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase. What they form? Two molecules of fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. They form the both. They are in the presence of aldolase. They are forming the fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. This fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, by losing one phosphate, by removing one phosphate, it is going to transform into fructose 6-phosphate. Two molecules of fructose 6-phosphate. It forms fructose 6-phosphate, and the enzyme is fructose 1,6-phosphatase, bisphosphatase. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. The enzyme is fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. So this fructose 6-phosphate, by taking the two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, or PGAL. In some books it may written as a PGAL, phosphoglyceraldehyde. Both are the same. Or phosphoglyceraldehyde. This or this. Okay. Phosphoglyceraldehyde. So by taking the two molecules of what? Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, the enzyme is transcriptase. Transcriptase. The enzyme is transcriptase. By taking this, it is going to give two components. That is, two molecules of xylulose 5-phosphate. Two molecules of xylulose 5-phosphate. Two molecules of xylulose 5-phosphate and two molecules of erythrose 4-phosphate. Two molecules of erythrose 4-phosphate. Erythrose 4-phosphate. This is 4 carbon, 5 carbon, 4 carbon. Okay. So fructose 6-phosphate in the presence of transcriptase, by taking the two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, it is forming, one is xylulose 5-phosphate and erythrose 5-phosphate. This erythrose 4-phosphate, it forms the 2-pseudoheptulose 1,7-bisphosphatase. Two molecules of pseudoheptulose 1,6-17-bisphosphatase. 1,7-bisphosphatase. Okay. For this, it takes the two molecules of dihydroxyacetone phosphate. By taking the two molecules of dihydroxyacetone phosphate in the presence of aldolase. The enzyme is aldolase. It is again repeated. Enzyme aldolase. It is in the presence of erythrose 4-phosphate. By taking dihydroxyacetone phosphate, it forms the pseudoheptulose 1,7-bisphosphatase. This pseudo-17-bisphosphatase, by losing one, by removing one phosphate, it forms the two molecules of pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate. Phosphate is 7-phosphate, pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate. The enzyme is phosphatase. Enzyme is phosphatase. The enzyme is phosphatase. It forms the 7 pseudoheptose 7 phosphatase. This pseudoheptose 7 phosphatase finally takes the two more glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. By taking the 2 more glyceraldehyde phosphates, it forms in the form of transcriptase. Wherever the transcriptase the enzyme is there, the work is it is going to divide into 2 components. Here is also same thing. It forms the 2 molecules of pseudoheptose by addition of 2 molecules. It forms the xylulose 5-phosphate. It forms the xylulose 5-phosphate. 2 molecules of xylulose 5-phosphate, and it forms the 2 molecules of ribose 5-phosphate. 2 molecules of ribose 5-phosphate. The enzyme is transcriptase. Pseudoheptose 7-phosphate by taking the 2 molecules of dihydroxy, 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, it forms the xylulose 5-phosphate and ribose 5-phosphate. This ribose 5-phosphate, next this what happens to this both 2 molecules of xylulose and 2 molecules of xylulose, both are they form 4 molecules of 2 plus 2. How many molecules? 4 molecules. 4 molecules of xylulose phosphate. They form the 4 molecules of ribulose bisphosphatase. 4 molecules of ribulose 5-phosphate. 5-phosphate. Once again, Nana. 2 molecules of xylulose and 2 molecules of xylulose phosphate. Both they form the ribulose 5-phosphate. Ribulose 5-phosphate. The enzyme is ribulose 5-phosphate epimerase. Ribulose 5-phosphate epimerase. Epimerase. And then coming to the ribose 5-phosphate. This is in the presence of isomerase. Enzyme is isomerase. Isomerase, it forms the 2 molecules of ribulose. It forms the 2 molecules of ribulose 5-phosphate. 2 molecules of ribulose 5-phosphate. It forms this 2 molecules of ribose phosphate in the presence of isomerase. This forming 2 molecules of ribose phosphate. Again, here also 4 molecules of ribose 5-phosphate is formed. Our aim is to regenerate the RUPP. So both these 2 plus 4 plus 2, these both they form the RUBB. 6 molecules of ribulose 5-phosphate in the presence of phosphokinase. So the enzyme is ribulose 5-phosphokinase. Ribulose 5-phosphokinase. In the enzyme phosphokinase. What it will do? It combines the both 2 plus 4 molecules of ribose, it combined and it forms the 6 molecules of ribulose 1,5-bisphosphatase. 6 molecule of ribulose 1,5-bisphosphatase. Okay, this is our regenerated, our final regenerated. And one thing, most important thing, is that here phosphate, again one more phosphate is bisphosphate, it is transforming into bisphosphate. So to transform this, it utilizes the ATP, way to write, it utilizes the ATP, convert them into ADP. How many molecules they use? 6 molecules. Okay, here 6 ribulose, so they use the 6 ATPs and convert them into 6 ADPs. Okay, ribulose 1,5 bisphosphatase or RUBP, both are the same. Ribulose 1,5 ribulose bisphosphate or ribulose 1,5 bisphosphatase, both are the same. So what is happening here? So first step is carboxylation. In the carboxylation, so our carbon dioxide is accepted by the RUBB and it forms the unstable compound, then phosphoglyceraldehyde. Phosphoglyceraldehyde, it is reduced into, reduction takes place, and by taking the ATPs and NADPH2, it forms the PGAL, phosphoglyceraldehyde or glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So these glyceraldehyde 3-phosphates, it helps in the formation of sugars, and it helps some molecules regenerate the RUBB and some they form the sugars. So here glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate, both are the isomers. Okay, both are the isomers. So they are combining, both are combined in the presence of aldolase, and they form the 2 molecules of fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. So this fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, it forms the fructose 6-phosphate. This fructose 6-phosphate again used for the glucose 6-phosphate and convert them into, finally it forms the glucose. Okay, so this is for the synthesis of sugars. When coming to the regeneration, so this fructose 6-phosphate in the presence of transcriptase, by taking 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, it is divided into, so fructose 6-phosphate, it is divided into 5 carbon atom, xylulose and erythrose. Xylulose and erythrose. So 2 molecules of xylulose, erythrose. Erythrose again takes the 2 molecules of dihydroxyacetone phosphate. It forms the pseudoheptose 1,7 bisphosphatase. By losing the phosphate, it forms the pseudoheptose 7 phosphatase. Again this 7 phosphatase, by taking the glyceraldehyde phosphate in the presence of transcriptase. Here also transcriptase. Wherever the transcriptase, have to remember that 2 products are produced. Here also 2. One is xylulose 5-phosphate and ribose 5-phosphate. Ribose 5-phosphate. Okay. Ribose 5-phosphate, by the isomerase, it forms the ribulose 5-phosphate. And xylulose in the presence of epimerase, they form the 4 molecule of ribose. Both this ribose, this and 2 plus 4 molecules of ribulose in the presence of kinase enzyme, they form the ribulose 1,5 bisphosphatase. But the thing is, phosphorus is going to be added in the form of ATP. So 6 ATPs are required. So for the regeneration, we require 6 ATPs, whereas for that reduction, we utilize 2 molecules. There 12 ATPs are required. There 12 ATPs are required for one glucose molecule formation. Okay. So this is regeneration of RUBP. Okay, once again, for regeneration, we require how many ATPs? 6 ATPs for 1 glucose, to form the 1 glucose molecule. Okay, and in the reduction, we used 12 ATPs and 12 NADPH. So how many total ATPs? Total 18 ATPs, 12 NADPH or used in the Calvin cycle. Calvin cycle, dark cycle. It is not dark cycle. It takes place in the daytime. It is not at all a dark cycle. It depends on the light phase products, light reaction products. That is whatever the ATP and NADPH2, they are formed in the phosphorylation process. So they are utilized in the dark reaction. This total reaction, Calvin cycle, takes place in the grana. Okay. One simple explanation. So this is chloroplast. Here the PS2, PS1. So here ATPs, NADPH2 are produced, and here Calvin cycle, carbon dioxide accepted, and the cycle RUBB is present in the leaves, and it is accepted, and the cycle continues. This is Calvin cycle. Okay, whatever products assimilatory powers are produced, that is ATP and NADPH2, they are utilized in the Calvin cycle, and what they are giving, and they are taking ATP and NADPH2, and wherever they are taking ATP, they are giving ADP. Again ADP is sent to this. Again this is the continuation process. If NADP, they convert them into NADP plus. Okay, this is about Calvin cycle.